Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, nieces and nephews, to another episode of Too Good to Be Drew. I am your host, Drew Davis, aka Uncle Drew, your favorite life coach and performance coach to come to for all things life. And today's very special. It's Fast Friday. I'm pretty sure everybody's enjoying it. You know, on Fast Friday, we like to come in here, get fed, get out the door quickly. That's not what we're about to do today. Today is a very special day. We're going to spend a little bit more time today. Matter of fact, we're going to spend more time today because we're going to break today up into three parts. That's how we're going to do for the 50th episode. Y'all get three of these things for us to celebrate the 50th episode. And I think the funniest thing is I treat it like my birthday. And everybody's like, oh man, yesterday was my birthday. It came and went, it passed, it got here, we celebrated it, now it's gone. Now I'm waiting for the 364 days till my birthday comes around. I don't do that. When it's my birthday, guess how much I give myself? I give myself the whole month of January. From January 4th, bam. From the 1st, I might still leave that to New Year, so that ain't really me. But I will literally say on January 2nd, the rest of the month, I'm buying purchases, I'm eating a lot of food, and somebody saying, do you need that? Man, it's my birthday month. Chill out. Hey, the whole month, we get a little bit more leniency and we're doing some stuff. Might book a ticket or book something to go somewhere, a concert ticket, a plane ticket, might pull up at a game, just something that we already know that's out there. I might just do that. That's what I'm liable for. So the same thing for the 50th episode. We're gonna celebrate it in a way that I only know how, and that's celebrating it by thinking back to the journey, thanking the people that came on the show and that have been listening, and the people that are just tuned in and just helping me push everything that I'm doing. We'll do an episode on that. Then we'll get into an episode with my favorite episodes, and we're going to talk about a couple, maybe 10 or 12 or so of my favorite episodes and why I decided to do those for the podcast. And hopefully it's something that, not even going to say picks up traction. I just think there's value in it, man. I think there's value in talking about the journey. I think there's value in everybody. When I first started doing this show, behind me there was even a bookshelf up, and that's not saying I'm broke. That was saying I had moved into this house, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get to this bookshelf next, and I have over, I think, close to 300 books. So that's an all day type task, and I had some other stuff I was doing. So essentially, even this won't look like this, on episode 100. There might be some jerseys up on the wall. There might be some helmets over there on the side. It might be just some different feng shui. We might move the room around. I might have a TV in here so I could watch the games in the evening or while I record or when I start going live on YouTube at some point. Like, the episode 100 is going to look way different than episode 50, and episode 50 looks way different than episode 1. And my comfortability on this microphone is way better than it was in episode 1, and now it's at 50 and it feels really, really good. But I can't even imagine what it's going to be at 100 when I really start to get down and I get 50 more episodes of practice in between there. And then I can be lethal. Then I can have a little bit more fun than I'm already having. Then I can reach more people than I've already been reaching and connecting to. And that's one of my very favorite things about this podcast and sitting in front of this microphone. And there's one person I want to talk about today. Today's going to be a very interesting episode. Like, I plan for it to go one way, but the great thing about sports, football, life, you can think it's going this way, and the next moment it's going that way. 100%. So I say that because I want to be real and I want to be honest. Like, sometimes I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna have a good agenda and everything's gonna be straight. And sometimes I'm gonna get here and I'm gonna turn into a magician, and not in a bad way. Like, I always know what I want to talk about. But you guys got to remember, like, not that I didn't think that I could talk for a long time. And this, we're gonna get into the crux of the show right now, and then we'll move on to the 50th episode for the guests that I want to recognize for all the guest episode. Um, so anybody that knows me, I can talk, I can have a conversation if it's about something worthwhile. I'm not here for small talk. I also can just be chilling with the boys and chilling and not saying nothing because that's just how I am. And then there's a time you can catch me at a party where I'm there with an interesting group and some interesting people, and I don't shut up. So when it came to the idea of doing a podcast, I was like, I don't really want to. I said, not that I said I don't think I can. I was like, man, I don't really want to talk for 30 minutes. Like, what people really turn on a podcast and listen to somebody for 30 minutes because either they have a nice voice or that the stuff that they're saying gives them some types of pleasure or semblance of their day to get them through it, to create a routine or just something that's really positively helping them and affecting their lives. I was like, I got some good stuff to say, but it might be 5 or 10 minutes worth. Like, I don't think it's going to be all like that. And it's just funny. I was just like, nah, I don't like I like and the crazy thing is, and I guess this is what I'm turning it into. I'm turning the podcast into teaching. I'm turning the show into teaching. And I love to teach. I love to help. I love to mentor. I'm coaching right now. I'm getting better at coaching because I'm working with this organization that I just got a job with and that I've teamed up with. And I've been doing all these orientations and this training leading up to this point so I can be on point when it comes. And just had my first customer last week. My meet and greet will still continue to grow and bloom. But I'm helping in a different way for a different age group, but it's sharpening my skills. Talking in front of this microphone has sharpened my skills, and it's let me know that there are things I'm passionate about, so I'm going to talk about the things that I'm passionate about. And one of those things I'm passionate about is for people to enjoy living life and to take life seriously, because the interactions that we're having with people and the energy and the vibe that we're bringing throughout the day, it matters. It matters whether it's good or bad. That affects people, that rolls off on people. I would just remember playing football and it would lift people up. If you were juiced and you kind of came with some energy and a bounce to your step and you're kind of bouncing around and you just got a little bit more injury energy, body still hurt, you're still week 14 in the NFL, you're rolling out of bed, it's late in the year, you've been doing the same thing with your kids, you've been sick, you've been fighting, you've been, broke your ankle and you coming back from surgery and you had your wisdom teeth out and just all this stuff. You messed up your back the other day, your money ain't right, just all that stuff. Just imagine all that stuff. But what you can do when you turn your attitude to that. Is it bad stuff? Yeah, it's bad stuff. But I've seen the most poor people in the world be the most happiest from getting a dollar or a leftover sandwich from somebody because they didn't know where their next meal was coming from. So what I'm saying is I like to talk about things that I'm excited about. And I get passionate about life. I get passionate about running into great people with great minds and great philosophies and morals and scruples where you see some light in the world. And we're lucky. Every day above earth is a blessing, but also we're capable of so much. Like for wherever you're working at right now, if you're listening to this, like the money that you make, it might not be good, it might be very good. You're capable of more. If you decide to double that at one point, you can. Oh, I already make 220. Yeah, it can be 440. Like what I'm saying is just dig a little deeper. And it's not all about the money. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying with life, with your relationships, with your friendships, with your marriage, with your mentorship, dig a little bit more. Okay, man, I ain't seen my boy in 2 months or 2 years. That's tripping. 2 years or 5 years. Man, let me slide out there for a day and let's go play some golf. Pour into those relationships, those friendships. Because people around here are hurting, man. And that's what I wanted to say. People around here are hurting. I just got off the phone with this young lady, and this is what I'm going to say. And then we can get into 50 episodes. Because I said I'm going to start treating this show exactly more like I wanted to treat it. And that's me coming in, giving you guys what's on my mind for the day, and then getting into the lesson and getting y'all out of here. But y'all even get the lesson before you get the lesson. But I'm just talking and filling people more in on my life because right now I'm about to go through a social media break because I feel like IG is draining me right now. And I'm like, I'm not making any money from, what I mean, from pitching clients or attracting any clients from there. And I kind of just feel like I'm on there wasting time right now. So instead of that, I'm going to shut it down for a month. I'm still going to post about the podcast. I want to tell my IG followers, yo, I'm about to disappear for a month. If you want to holler at me, tap into this and you're going to hear a lot more stuff to get to know the person that you see. Cause I think social media is crazy. And I'm not getting too off track. Don't worry. We're going to get back to it. But I'm saying to the point where we can follow around somebody so much and not even meet them and feel like we know them to the point that when we talk to them, we're like, damn, bro, you just like you are on your show. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, man. Why would people be fake about that? And I hope that ends up being cool. But it's really like if you see me in public, I'm gonna say what's up to you. I'm gonna give you a compliment on the clothes you're wearing if you dressed up. If you got a nice beard, I'm gonna say, hey man, that's a nice beard you got there. If I see you reading a book, I'm gonna walk up. I'm like, yo, how's that book doing? Okay, should I read it? Like, okay, you like fiction or nonfiction more? Like what you see and what you get on this podcast is me. So I hope you feel that through and through that what you get and what you see here, you're gonna be seeing more of. And we're just also just gonna get a little bit more creative. We're gonna get more creative by just taking some chances. The Patreon will probably be up in a while. That'll probably be Drew Jay Davis, Drew J Davis on Patreon. We're gonna get this book club up and running for the LA area, and but I feel like I'm missing one. We're gonna get this book club up for the LA area. Oh, and the YouTube. Gonna start hopping live on YouTube probably at least once a week, but probably twice. And I'm gonna get on there, probably talk about some football, mostly college. I think this year I'm gonna take a step back from the NFL and be able to get some coaching from there. So we might do a little bit. I might come in, talk about a game, ask anybody if they got any questions they want to ask, or if they want to tap in through the link, get some coaching. And we're gonna do it like that. Cause I just gotta do a little bit more, but I need to structure it out. I haven't been structuring it out like I need to. And so, and I'm real excited. I hope you guys can feel it. That's why I'm talking real fast today. I'm getting excited. I'm usually been slow and controlled, trying to enunciate, trying to use my time that I spent in acting school and just do a little bit more of this, make my language a little bit funnier. But just really working it to one day be a broadcaster and talk about the games. Um, I just want to be a really good orator, man. So as far as a keynote speaker as well, finding those pockets to jump in and out. But here, we're gonna get into the story. Then I got these 50 episodes. There's this young girl who's like a little sister to me. She's my mentor's daughter. I've known her since she was at least maybe like 1 or 2 years old. Like no joke. We go back a long way. She's in college at Howard right now. We just had a heart-to-heart talk. I just was so proud of her, and I gave her a call, and she was in the room with some of her friends. And so I talked to her for a little bit. She was surprised I called her on FaceTime because I have a dual SIMs card on my phone. So there's sometimes my regular number that everybody has or my friend group has, it'll switch over to my business number when I'm calling them. And so it comes in as a number that they don't have saved in because of my work phone. And then also, who else answers, FaceTimes from numbers they don't know? Like, so, and she answered. I was surprised because I know my number calls as that. Sometimes my phone been tripping lately. So she seemed happy to talk to me, and we talked for a while, and I just told her I was proud of her. We talked about growing up and being a young adult. We talked about the great things that she's doing, and but one of the greatest things I walked away with, and this is why I do this show right here, because I want to talk about things like this, because we did things like this in acting school, and the way that it works for your psyche and your self-confidence is absolutely bonkers. So I'm gonna give you guys this little cheat sheet on what I do with coaching and just even my friendships, man, by pouring into them. And I feel like I do this with people on an individual level. Um, but I notice, man, there's so much more in pouring into people loudly. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is like, I give everybody I'm with advice and solid advice and try to give them confidence and be like, yo, bro, you did great. Hey, I like that you've been doing this. All real stuff too, but like, hey man, you one of my funniest friends, man. Thank you for always getting me to laugh, bro. Like I can always count on you for a laugh. Or man, thank you for always picking me up from the airport. Hey man, hey bro, hey man, I follow you, bro. You are a real like stand-up dude. You got a lot of integrity. I saw when that dude dropped his wallet and there was hella money in there, but all you did was grab it and return it to him, man. Like I got a real good friend that's not gonna screw me over in life, is gonna look out for me, like those types of things. So her name's Vonnie. What up, Vonnie J? Vonnie J has a room full of girls of her friends that are there, and she's on FaceTime with me. And I was like, hey, excuse me, can I ask you guys a question? Because I asked her, I said, hey, what kind of friend are you? And she was like, I don't know. Like, why don't you ask my friends? And I'm like, all right, bet. I'm gonna ask your friends. So she turns the camera around, and there's I think three other girls in the room, but I talked to two of them. And I was like, hey, what kind of person is Avani? Like, I know who I think she is, but like, who is she really as a friend? Like, I could think she's quiet and smart and, soft spoken. And they could be like, no, she's loud, arrogant. She be talking all this stuff. Like, I didn't want it to be that total thing. But I was like, man, let me ask. So I asked this girl, I was like, she's the quiet one. Is she this, she that? She's like, man, Vonnie's the most energetic of everybody. She's always on the go. She's always out somewhere doing something, whether she's at the park or at a networking event or at a school student-led event or whatever. She started naming all this stuff. And I was like, what? Hold on, like this is the same. She was like, yeah, she does all this and she's so supportive and she's super sweet and super kind. So like a lot of these things. So let me back up. A lot of these things that are on the list, I believe them too. Like I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But the thing that I didn't believe was the very first thing they said when she's like, "She's the most energetic." And I'm like, "What?" Only because anytime I see her when I'm visiting in Denver, I usually come over later at night. Like I'm not with them throughout the day. I'm usually gone early morning doing stuff. And so we don't have much time together. But I'm gonna make that a priority for next time I'm out there. I fall asleep early watching the movie. Like 5, 10 minutes in, I'm done. She was falling asleep before me. But so she said the excuse was that I always come over late at night. But she was like, "Yeah, I am energetic and I always want to do something. I like to stay on the move." And we found out what it was too. We found out that because I said this, and then her friends were like, "Well, she likes to chill too." So I was like, "Okay, cool. Like, so I'm not crazy." We found out that she just always has to be doing something. She always has to be working towards something. So, should she be writing or she be reading or she be doing a little homework or she's at the park, learning how to golf or she's flying a kite, like doing all these other things. But also one of the girls said like she I was gonna go to this student led event and I just told her I was gonna go there really quick. And Avani got ready and I think she said 5 or 10 minutes and she was ready to roll. Like she's always about it. She's about that action boss. I was like, oh, okay, all right. And I didn't expect that in a good way, but I didn't expect that. But it goes into her supportive and sweet nature that I thought she had, that she really does. So Vonnie J, if you listening, I'm so proud of you. Those are the stories that I want to tell. And I feel like we're doing a better job as children in this younger generation to ask these questions. I know our parents grew up where it was, their way or the highway, and there were different there are different parenting tactics, and then also just different socializing tactics with parents to children. I feel like now it's even closer, and these are the things I like to talk about, where they're not looking at you as a superior, or better yet, it's not that they don't want you to be a superior, but they really need a friend. Like the world's tough out there. They really need a friend. They really need to know that in that house, they have that support and it's never going to be like they need to know now more than ever. And that's what I will say. They need to know now more than ever, like, hey, you're on me tough, but like, can you give me some love? Can you give me, man, hey, you ran that 200 quick. Good job. No notes right now. Instead of, hey, you did that quick. Hey, next time we're gonna do that, and like jumping towards something else. You're like where the stakes are high, where the standard is super duper high, and you'll never bring it down. Or better yet, you don't have to bring it down, but lift your kid up to get there. And I know everybody wants to say they're lifting them in a way of like, hey, get there. But no, lift them up like, hey, I got you. I'm taking this trip with you. You know what I mean? So that's exactly what I mean with that. So Avani J, proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. You're one of the sweetest people I know. Always helpful, down to have a little fun. Can't wait for your hair videos to come back. Just come back with that same personality we talked about. Cause I think that's your brand. That's your brand right there. Your brand is like sweet, homely, supportive, just the little energetic person jitterbug that you wouldn't expect, but also like there's so many facets and there's so many layers to you is what I'm saying. That you can peel off one and you're not getting rid of it saying, "Oh, well, I'm not this person anymore." You're just saying, "I just don't have this quality right now." And that's what I meant when I know the person is not energetic, but kind of just calm and just very much like me, which is scary. But just, hey, I'm chilling. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to watch a movie? Okay. And I was like, oh, we went like, okay. But anyway, so that's what I'm thinking. Like, you tell me she's the one that always wants to go somewhere, and not and to be honest, it's not like out in the streets. It's like it's socializing. It's growing this network in a good way. And I just can't. She's just, oh my gosh, that phone call just let me know like we got a superstar. We know we had a superstar, but now we know we got a superstar. She's gonna do great things. She's gonna hire me one day. That's how great she is. So just to let y'all know, keep young people in the stable like this. Like keep passing down your knowledge of what you know, your gems. Like they don't even know how far ahead of these other suckers they are. I'm gonna keep it 100. They don't even know how far ahead of these other people they are because they so far ahead. One, how they parents set them up for sure. But it's also you like, yo, I see greatness just oozing out of you. I see greatness just oozing out of you going everywhere where I'm like, there's a lot in there. And it's cool. People are gonna try to push you to get there, but they also know what you're capable of. So just make sure to tell them, hey, I need that love too. And I know it's been coming more and more, but hey, I need that love just as much as I need that challenge. And we're good to rock. And so The only way I know how to do it, and matter of fact, hold on, let me see this. Let me drop a. If I was flex, I'd drop a bomb for sure. Let's do this. We'll do this. Hey, let's do this. And I don't even know if it really went, but we'll double check back on that. I just wanted to give some applause. My heart's pumping. Like I said, if it was flex, we dang sure drop a bomb on it. But we're into the 50th episode, and I'm not one to brag on myself. 50 is cool. It's a milestone. Like I told myself I had to celebrate more and actually talk about it and put it out there in the universe for everybody to see. So I got no problem doing that. But man, if I got to celebrate me, I'm gonna bring some other people up with me. Just like I said, just like if you're that parent, don't lift them up to get there. Lift them up to say, "Yo, come with me. Let's go together." And these people definitely help me do that. So I'm gonna go through all the episodes that I have guests on this show. Guests, doing them S's, boy, guests. Ugh. It wasn't until I started recording this podcast or when I went to acting school that I really started to listen to my voice and also just really figure out how hard and how difficult some of these some of these English words are. Like I said, guests. Ugh. Or I also need like a little pop, little canister over this mic. All right, we're going to get right into it. I'm just happy. I'll just say an opening word. I've been saying opening words, but let me say an opening word as we get into these guests episodes. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. Who was a guest on Too Good to Be Drew, from the top to the bottom, from episode 5 with Kevin Heiberger, all the way to episode 49, which just caps it off nicely with a Super Bowl champion in Michael Clay. So everybody in between, I'm no more appreciative for one person than I am for the next. I asked you guys to come into my space, and you guys came, allowed me to interview you, ask hard questions, to laugh, to gain knowledge from, to learn, to grow closer in connection with, and build on the already, some of these people that came on there, I've known them 15 plus years. Some of them I know them for not even a year. So I appreciate you coming on. Everybody on that list has had some type of major impact on me at some point throughout my life, whether you're older or younger, whether I found you on IG or Threads. I wouldn't even say Twitter because I ain't on Twitter. Whether I was working with you at the Reese's All American Bowl down in Mobile, Alabama, as a life coach, helping the people that are the crop of guys that were coming out this year. Whether you're a person that I sent gloves to when I was at Oregon, and you was a young buck that thought you wanted to go to Oregon. Shout out to those who've been around me for the faith walk, for the faith and spiritual journey. Thank you for those that are with me in acting school. Thank you for those that are from the bellows and know what the box state is about. Thank you for those who started your own show and just started talking on it, and now you're on Threads doing great. Just followers on followers and talking about what you want to talk about to get to a full-time job. Thank you for your time in college athletics, as a coach, now as a speaker, as a God-fearing man, and just thank you as a guy who really, another guy who really just affects our younger generation, for those who are in high school and college and the NFL, to stay in shape, to great mechanics, to great lifting, to get in where they need to be weight-wise, just all this different type of stuff. Ooh, so that is the start. That's how I'm gonna welcome us into here. That's how happy I am. That's really just how happy I am to be here talking with you guys. Um, like I said, I can't. So I'm gonna just get right into it. I'm not gonna cry. If I cry, it'll be on the next episode when I hear voicemails. 2 episodes from now when I gotta hear voicemails. But outside of that, as I scratch on my beard, let's get going. I'm totally relaxed, shoulders dropped. So to start. And so I'll just give everybody a rundown how we even began. So I just wanted to get people together. Wanted to start something on YouTube. So I started this thing called Quality Time with Uncle Drew. I asked people to come on. It was like teammates, coaches, the first couple people, somebody probably I met from Threads. I thought I was just going to interview like athletes or guys that I played with or people that go to Oregon. And then I just started thinking, man, one of my mottos for life is be a good person. And I'm lucky and blessed that I know a lot of people, a lot of people who are good people. Even if I just met them on Instagram for a couple months, whether I bumped into them a handful of times, you can see how people operate from a distance and have a pretty good gut feeling about them. Even in a world where people can fake a lot of stuff, there's in a world where people can fake a lot of stuff, it's really easy to see the real. I'm gonna have to make that a quote pretty soon. And all these people I found real. I found value. There's a lot of friendships there. I wouldn't invite anybody on my show that I didn't have a good relationship with, or didn't have or just didn't have an ulterior motive to what I was working towards. Like, it's because I knew you were going to bring value to me and my audience, and that's what I wanted. And I want them to be able to follow you, to follow other good people, to see how they move and operate. And so for that, I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're gonna thank you individually as well, but I'm thanking you guys as a group as far as being on the first 17 guest episodes of Uncle Drew's, aka Uncle Drew Ski, Double D, D Downs, Darkwing Duck, any moniker Double D you could think of. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. And this episode's for you guys. So I just wanted to talk about everybody, to talk about, if you're just late catching up to me as a show, what episode you should go back and watch. I'm gonna talk about all of them. So as I'm talking about and describing that person and what we did in that episode, just know that those are really good people, and you're gonna love those episodes. And hopefully you start following them on their platforms and really hearing what they got to say, because a lot of them are stand-up people. So like I said, it started out on YouTube, and then I got a podcast coach. Shout out to Jonathan Jones. Shout out to Ed Jones. Jonathan Jones is my podcast coach, and he was a guy that I first paid because I was like, bro, I had the software for at least a year. I had StreamYard, I had a microphone, and I just I was kind of I had a Zoom, I got a Zoom, but I had all these things. I'm like, all right, I need a camera, and I was always like, I need something else. I need something else. And I finally talked to Jonathan Jones. I joined their cohort, and he gave me all the materials I needed to start my podcast, which wasn't hard. But he was like, man, most people just, if they don't see the money right away, or if they're not doing it for a reason that they're passionate about, or a subject they're passionate about, you're going to burn out quick, and it's not going to seem like any fun. And he was like, and the way to start is just to do it, to turn your camera on, to press the play or record button, to press the post button, to put your stuff through chat GPT and organize it, to stay consistent on the day you're dropping. He just dropping all this knowledge that a lot of people know, but he dropped it in a way of like, man, if you don't do it, somebody else going to. And what are you waiting for? Don't put any pressure on yourself. Just do it. You're going to get better at it as you go, but you can't get better at it if you don't post. And so that's a lot of what I need. And shout out to Ed Jones. Ed Jones had him on as a guest. Going to have him on as a guest for season 2. That dude, what he's doing in the player development space. If you're a parent, if you're a college athlete, if you're an NFL athlete, tap into what Jonathan Jones, Ed Jones, who Ed Jones, tap into what Ed Jones is doing. Support him any way you can. He had the first ever in-person player development conference or summit, even after starting the very first player development conference or summit during a year after COVID. So this is a dude that just got great imagination, great creativity, great follow through to do it, but to also trust himself in the work and the preparation that he's doing. So we'll be able to hear from him in an interview later. And man, that's my dog. And we haven't even met in person. We met, back in, I want to say, 2020 when everything went down. Him being the director of player development at Kansas. So that's how we gonna get into. That's how everything started. It began. It was on YouTube. I recorded like I think 6 or 8 people, and then from there, after I launched the podcast and was like, man, I just want to do a show about, I say when I have on guests, it's ordinary people doing extraordinary things. It's a place where people can come and learn about coaching, advice, and mentorship. But then it's also a place where people can come and get coached, and we can just talk about the better things of life. Like I said, life is good is one of my favorite monikers. And when we move in a way of appreciating the things around us, appreciating the people around us, focusing time on becoming a better person, going to church, having a solid friend group, a supportive friend group, being a good dad, being a good husband, like being a good friend, there's all these things wrapped into one: cousin, uncle, brother, whatever, aunt. And just a fun way to do that and to talk about that and to get people to kind of change and shift their mindset. And that's what I've enjoyed doing. And having guests on is pretty much just a treat for me. It's a chance for me to check in with some people, to hone my interview skills, but I don't even call it an interview because they're my guests, so I just call them guests. And like I said, I know the majority of these people, or these people of other people that I've seen on YouTube, and the brand that they put forth is exemplary and is great. And I want to align myself with that, and not as a way of like, I'm trying to get on your audience, but like the book readers I got out there, the people that love reading and literacy and want to give people and put books of people of color in the books of hands and people to get read diversely. Whew, I'm gonna slow down for y'all. Gets other people to read diversely. Like I'm getting hyped talking about books. That's how I love it. But yeah, man, there's not a lot of people reading books these days. So after I took it from YouTube to put it in this format, made a couple episodes, was still feeling my way through. I'm still feeling my way through. But now you guys are gonna start getting episodes like this. And from the moment I got on here, I've been 100% me. And not to say before I wasn't, but I used to come in like, all right, we got to hit this, talk about this, make sure to get to this. All right, these are the data behind this. And I keep all this in my head. Like I might have a piece of paper down every now and then. Like even right now, I have a piece of paper in front of me, but these aren't even notes of what I'm supposed to talk about right here. And that's me just being a little bit more vulnerable with y'all. Like I'm really good with my mind, like structuring things, and I'm really good speaking. And so now, as you hear me slow down, as I kind of get more deliberate with my delivery, and now I know I'm more in the control to pretty much say precise things that I really want to say and roll on. So before it was kind of, oh, it was rude. I was like, oh, I'm happy, I'm crunk. This 50th episode, and now it's like, let's get down to business. Uncle Drew slash Drewski. That's who it is now. But we're gonna tap into it. So as we get going, dive right into it. Episode 5 with Kevin Heiberger. Um, he's a master strength coach. He has his master's. Yeah, I'm tripping. He's a strength coach, certified strength coach over at IMG Academy. That's that high school that's really like a college. They got people that go 20, 30 football players every year that go Division One. That's where a lot of parents send their kids to specialize earlier. I will not be telling my son to do that only because, man, stay in high school, have fun. I went to public school. I enjoyed high school. I wanted to go to college and the NFL. I ended up doing it because they put a good support system around me and my parents had raised me right. So there's people that got money to go to IMJ Academy. I don't. But all right, that's me being me. Kevin Heiberger, man, worked with him at UCLA, knows his stuff when it comes to strength and conditioning and speed training, the stuff that he's able to do with his athletes, the time he's able to shave off of them. Talking about staying in shape, being in shape. He's in great shape. I think he's in his 40s. Um, but just a small guy, good dude, good dude. He had some beers when he was at UCLA. A lot of conversation. He's a very good chess player, very funny dude. But if you got a child in sports, if you want to talk about recruiting or what the strength coach or strength staff looks for at a school that your son is potentially going to, or if you want to send them to, that is a great episode. Let's do episode 5. Kevin Heiberger. Love you, Kev. Appreciate you, Kev. You are the best. What up, though, as you would say. Episode 9, I go into with Don Pelham. Coach Don Pelham played at Oregon, coached at Oregon for a long time, legendary linebackers coach. I worked with him at UCLA. He was a coach while I was a player at the University of Oregon. He also played, and the connection that we had was that we both graduated high school early and enrolled in college early. And so we've always had kind of that vibe where he's like, hey, Drew, hey, you got to put on. He's also one of the best dressed coaches on the staff. Top hat, no, he wouldn't have a hat too much. No, yeah, he'd have a top hat, cane. I might be lying. He might have not had no cane, but I'm just talking about nines head to toe when we travel to away games or even when we come to banquets. I was going to say necktie, handkerchief, tie, cufflinks, the whole nine. But just awesome motivator as a linebackers coach, coach forever. Was very intense, but also just one of the best dressed. And he's from the California area, so he's just real cool, kick back, laid back type dude. But we talked about that. We talked about faith. We talked about religion. We talked about travel and being retired. And if you want to just hear about evaluating your son and football and what he looks for in a linebacker or a football player in general, that's a great episode for you. And that is Coach Don Pelham, DP. Oh yeah, that's what he would say. Oh yeah. All right, episode 13, my boy my boy Griff Proc. See, I'm not speaking very well. I'm messing up on my words today. My boy Griff Proc is the host of Show About Sports, man. And I met Griff through the Threads initiative. But Griff was just a dude, man. He posts some good stuff, was always posting about football. And I was like, man, this little dude loves football. And before I know it, he fell into my DMs, and was like, hey, bro, I know you don't know me and you probably will say no, but I'd love to have you on the show if you had some time. But if you don't, it's cool. Don't worry about it. And I hit him back and I was like, yeah, bro, yeah, I'm good. I'd love to come on, man. But never sell yourself short, brother. And I just told him like, man, you had an awesome opening to talk to me and to get me pulled into this message to check out who this little dude is. And then you give me an out to hey, well, this dude is not even really sure about his podcast. Why should I come on? So I just told him to be sure in what he was doing. I was like, bro, don't give him an out. You asked me, hey, I'd love to have you on my show. I think you'd be a great fit. I'd love to talk to you about this, this, and this. Here's my phone number. Here's my email. If you want to call me, let me know. I would love to have you on. And you know what I mean? And somebody will call. But if you would, you don't have to, but I thought I'd ask, but I also know you might be too busy. Confidence. And so Griff has been excellent in his football knowledge and what he's built over on his platform with his show about sports. Real cool dude to talk to, man. Young guy, gonna be an up and coming dude in this business and in life. Beautiful. He just moved to a new apartment, so want to make sure I shout out to him. But he's been traveling around the world with his lady, and now they're finally back home settled, and he can get back in the groove of everything before football season comes on. Great dude to listen to talk about sports. Has an awesome voice. Has some very, very great content, great guests that he has on. Griff is just a man. Griff is just really, really good people. So and that's what we stay around. We stay around good people. But great football insight from Griff. He is a Seahawks fan too, so you can make fun of him with that. But outside of that, he's my boy. Love you, Griff. And we got my boy Kelvin L. Williams Jr. We went to acting school together. I'm one of only a handful, maybe not even more than 10 guys, black guys that went there. Um, but Kev is cool, man, from down there in the Georgia area. Good, very good actor. I was able to see a couple of his plays and a couple of the things he was in. Has a lot of passion, man. And I want to say, I don't want to mess it up. He's a service member, so I don't want to mess it up. I want to say Navy. Yeah, Navy. I think he said Navy had the finest looking women, so that's why he joined. But man, just a good actor, a good dude who's trying to do some things to be creative. We just had a lot of time to connect when I was in acting school. We plan to get something off the ground soon. I'm gonna reach out to you soon, Kel. But just want to thank you for your time on the show, man. It's good to have two black brothers sit down to talk about fatherhood, to talk about how you was raised, to talk about your journey with acting and what you was doing around that time. Man, you got what it takes, brother. You do. And don't ever think you don't, but also keep pointing to your little ones because they see what confidence you have. And if they even have half of that, they're going to be okay in this life. I just want to know that. So love you, Kev. Kelv. Make sure I say it. People think I'm saying, you said Kev, short for Kevin. Okay, no, I don't. So appreciate you, Kev. Let's make some magic soon. And then my boy Liabre, Coach McNeil, man, Colorado's finest. A dude that's a product of the DPS, went to East High School, was able to, go to Clark Atlanta. Clark Atlanta. Yeah. Go to Clark Atlanta, play college football, and then come back and do some great things in the community, man. Pour into a lot of y'all's kids, a lot of y'all bad kids. Let's make sure we put that on there, that operative word, bad kids. And became a mentor to them. And as a guy who's going to support them, work them out, help them get to the next level in life and in their football career, or in their career, sports career in general. Still doing the work in the community, man. Still doing the work in the community, making an impact on and off the field. A person that's constantly giving back as a lifelong learner. Hopefully we connect again soon, man. Broncos fan. I don't know why you're a Broncos fan. You ain't got to be a Broncos fan, dog. But man, good dude, good people, and it's people like that I want to have on from the Mile High City. People that are a little bit, not even to say that he's lesser known, but like to give more creed to the people that have been doing it the right way, and he's definitely one of those. So appreciate you and what you're doing, Liabre. And then my boy my boy Juan Fallis, man. Juan Fallis is the lead youth pastor over at the church that we're at here in Valencia, California. Man, he's the one that pulled me in to YX to be a group leader with our 10th grade boys. Pulled me in, didn't let me dip a toe in the water, just pushed me all the way in the pool. It was freezing cold, and I swam and I enjoyed where I was, and the water got warmer. It wasn't that I wasn't good at this stuff. It wasn't that I wasn't good. It was like, all right, well, I already do life coaching. Like I'm already helping people out. But our pastor had said something about doing more. And then my girlfriend's dad said something about doing more and building your church family up and everything. And so that was the start of that. And so he took me to my very first camp, my first church in Christ in church, Christ in youth camp. Goodness gracious, Drew, get it together. My Christ in youth group. And that was my first church camp that I've gone to, praise and worship, hearing somebody preach every night, being around these young people, hearing the things that they're going through, how they're kind of reacting to life coming at them, and what you can do to kind of be a constant or a solid in their life. Man, I've had great mentors, so why not be a mentor? Why not be a church leader? Got baptized last year, so learn more about what I'm doing, learn more about what I'm talking about, and mostly just being there to be a support system and to be a sounding board. So Juan, I appreciate you, brother. You're great at what you do. You say that the young men come for us, but they come for you too, man. You're pretty good youth pastor. You're great. You're relatable. Sometimes you're funny when you learn to turn your mic on, but I'm gonna just leave it at that. Love you, Juan, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bud. I'm along for the ride with you, and we got to hit the movie soon since you're a movie buff too. And now my boy Nasty Nate Costa of Hillmar's finest from Hillmar, California. Nate was one of my college quarterbacks, had a couple knee injuries that kind of knocked him off his path, but was just a great dude, man. Always in great spirits, always looking out for you, supportive, funny but intelligent conversations, a good soul, quiet. One of the few people that are more quiet than me, more quiet and introspective than me. Nate is definitely that. He's gonna listen to you for long after you finish talking and for as much as you gotta say. Sometimes he won't give you much feedback, but he's always gonna drop some wisdom on you. He wants the best for people. He wants the best for himself. He wants the best for his family. He's always been the guy people can count on. And there's never a time that I pick up the phone and call him that I know that he's not gonna answer. So Nate, thank you for your support, man. Thank you for popping on and talking about the good old days and our national championship run and your time at quarterback and our ACLs. But more so than that, sharing about your family, your career, your dog, just the things that you're working towards and the changes that you made in your life to be where you're at right now. So thank you, Nate. Love you, brother. I'll talk to you soon. My girl, Shelb. My girl Shelby, there we go. Shelby Monet, one of my favorite Instagram follows when it comes to about books, getting able to give recaps and reviews on books, reading at a hellacious rate. When I talk about, I'm pretty sure she's reading in the hundreds every year. I'm getting up to the 20, 30. That's the sweet spot for me. But boy, she dominates and she devours those books, talks about them on YouTube, has a very successful YouTube channel, has a very successful following on IG, on Threads. You can always see her speaking her mind for real. She's gonna tell you exactly what she thinks, and most of the time she's talking about books or she's talking about just things that mean a lot to her. And she don't like dumb people being around her. And that's as much I'll say about that. But thank you for coming on the show, Shelby Monet, to read the book Tar Baby by Toni Morrison. And we're gonna connect on another book within the next year or two, so we can just sit and chop it up. And if I can see what's up with you, and just want to let you know, I'm always praying for you too. Always, we went through the same situation, but I'm gonna connect real soon and just tap in with you and see how you're doing. So thank you, Shelby Monet. My boy Arden. Oh, my boy Artie Party. So my boy Artie Party, man. So his Art's dad, not Art. So Arden's dad, Art, coach me or coach our high school team, coach our high school team D line, and his goddad. So I think that was before. Oh, he might have been here. So his goddad actually coached for our high school too. He coached our DBs, Coach Juice. Um, and man, that was the dude I used to send gloves to when I was at Oregon. My high school coaches would be like, "Hey man, send some out here for Arden. Send some for Arden." All right, I got you, bro. I got you. I don't even remember all the stuff I sent, but he said I'm sending them hoodies and gloves and a jersey or shirt, and he's over here wearing it to school, and he's all small. But now little Arden is big, man. He's big. He plays defensive end or stand up end or outside linebacker for the CU Buffaloes. So he's a hometown kid back home playing for Coach Prime, going into his last year, gonna make it all, gonna give it all he's got. He had a good off season, worked hard. But he's one of them dudes, man. You saw the greatness early. You saw it early. He'd be out there working out with NFL dudes in high school or middle school. You know what I mean? Like, so you knew he was gonna be good and ahead of his time with his handwork and the technique his dad taught him. But he's also just a good young dude, into God, into Jesus, man of Christ. Just a good young dude, man. Somebody that you'd want your daughter to marry. Um, Not too crazy with the braids that he be trying to do in his hair or nothing like that, but still like to the point he's still a little bit, centered, just like all right, solid on foundational. Um, but a good dude, man. He's putting on for Denver, giving a name for the city once again for great athletes that come out of there. And he's just a smart and good young dude. Transferred, was able to persevere over being transferring from one school to another. Coming back home, that's a lot more attention. So, Arden, you did it the right way, man. Super duper proud of you. Your family's so proud of you too, man. Love you, bro. And then we have the great Sierra Dimberg. Oh my gosh, Sierra. Me and Sierra met. I was a life coach at the Reese's All American game in Mobile, Alabama, or the Reese's Senior Bowl, excuse me, in Mobile, Alabama. And we had to work with players a little bit that wanted some work off the field, just that they were going through something. But that's when I met Sierra. We had a great time. Learned she loved books. Learned that she was a psychologist. Learned that she, works with naval officers and things like that. And I was just like, man, you you do what I want to do. I want to work as a psychologist for high performing individuals. To work with more athletes and teams as their kind of performance coach. And man, I saw her doing it at a high level, and now she works with numerous NBA teams. She has her own practice over in um over in Arizona. I don't want to say if it's hold on. It don't say it, but it's Camelback Performance. I got it on my hydro flask. She's working out there in Arizona. If you're looking for somebody to work with your child or your teenager or your young adult with performance stuff, she does great things in the mental health space, and she's great at what she does. So, Sierra, you are awesome. You curse like a sailor, but I'm glad you curse now so that I don't have to because I'm trying to back away from it. So I'll just leave all that to you. But hopefully you're well, and thank you for giving your time and your effort and your presence on this show. I love you a lot. And then my girl Ami Z, we had the funniest thing of how we met. Me and Ami Z met at acting school, and we get there the first day. They sit us in the auditorium. They talk to us, and as black people, we look around for the other black people that are in the room. We kind of like, all right, I'm one, two, okay, there's a three. Okay, he might be one, maybe not. Okay. And we look and we're like, all right, there's 12 black people in here. Okay. I was like, I got to meet them. I got to meet my people. I got to say what's up. Got to say hello. Got to make sure we know if there's anything that pops off here, you know, we got to team together. All right. And I saw her in the kind of in the auditorium as we're leaving, and she looks at me and I go, hey, how you doing? My name's Drew. What's your name? She's like, my name's Ami. I'm like, okay, pleasure to meet you. And I was just like, but I make fun of her a lot because I say when I saw her, she was looking at me like, save me, help me, please. Like, I don't know anybody here, please. She claims that she wasn't like that, but she was. She was like, oh my God, I don't know anybody. Please, Drew, big black guy. Your probably name is Uncle Drew. Help me, save me. I need to be friends with somebody. Pulled her into my circle. We've been cool since. Great talent as an actress. As a person who bet on herself to come out here in LA and chase her dream. Very good, very talented, shows up. Um, Boy, just the next level performer. She talks about having anxiety when she performs and not thinking she's doing great and when she gets on that stage, oh my gosh, you would never know. She's like, oh, I don't really know my lines. Like, I think she would get up there and even if you knew she wasn't saying the right lines, you like, how did she get off track and get back on? Oh, like I didn't think she knew anything. And here she is, word for word, hitting her marks, hitting her lines, hitting her actions, like giving us color, helping the audience stay in it. And then she gets off stage and like, man, I didn't know what I was doing up there. I thought I was doing so bad. I was unsure about the word. You like, girl, did you see what I just saw? I just saw a masterpiece. So that's what Ami is. She's from over there in the DMV area, doing everything to make it, man. She works one of the hardest working people I know, one of the kindest people I know, one of the funniest people I know. She has a laugh that will have you on the floor. I promise you. That is Ami Z, ladies and gentlemen. We went to acting school together. Just a cool person, was my eating partner. Just intelligent conversation with us, Ami. So if you're looking for a girl to mold yourself after as far as a mentor mentee relationship, even though she won't say this, I will. Um, but the success that she is going to have in her life is going to be unmatched, like 100%. I just know it. So, Ami Z, keep it up. She's getting commercials right now. She's on her way. Got to start somewhere. She's starting and she's doing a good job because she is winning. Swish, bang, I got it. What's up? Ami Z, keep doing your thing. Next, we got my boy Young Dungarelli, my boy Eric Dungy, one of my college teammates, one of my young OGs. When I was a senior, he was a freshman at the University of Oregon. And so just a cool dude, man. Cool dude. He's in real estate right now, doing very good in the Tampa, Florida area. Boy got a boat, boy got a house, boy got an outdoor grill with TV so he can kick back on a Saturday and Sunday. And I'm just so proud. So I wouldn't even say I'm his mentor, man. I wouldn't. because we played together, and he was a good dude. And so, not that I had to guide him anywhere or anything, but man, people like that you got to keep tabs on. When they're in town, you got to go out to lunch and get a bite to eat, catch up, go to a club or two, or just enjoy each other's time, man. Catch up, deepen the friendship. Have time to vent if there's anything bothering you, if there's anything you're unsure about. And Eric is definitely that, man. And we went through a time where during COVID, man, we were having like a happy hour on like a Wednesday or Friday or something like that, where I would just come home and I call him, and we be have a beer or something like that and just talk for maybe 30 minutes or an hour, catch up a little bit, watch TV, just kick it, chill. And that was our little check-in during that time. And we probably did that, maybe start doing that maybe once a month, maybe a little bit longer. Haven't had one in a long time, but it's good because I just called him the other day when I was thinking about him. We talked for hours. So that's what friendship is, man. But he's doing great things, man. He's had a path to get where he's at. He's worked hard. He's been, at the bottom and climbed and crawled and just grabbed the ledge and grabbed the wall and kept pulling himself up and got up and still kept crawling and still kept maneuvering, like isn't satisfied. But I get so happy when I see this dude on IG showing a house, walking in there and letting the camera pan and saying, yo, 1.9 for this one. Come get your fix, and be able to sell it, and to be able to sell and close on those deals, man, he's great at what he does, man. So, I appreciate my brother. He is a good dude. Good dude, man. One of my young OGs, and we got a bright future knowing there's young guys like him. Then we pop into one of my favorite episodes because we got to get tapped in and stay tapped into the community. But Adriana Ebron, I want to make sure I say that right because I got a niece and she has a different name than that, and I be saying it like that. So, but Miss Ebron with Black Girls Love Football, and a awesome movement where they get women together to talk about football. She is a big Ravens fan, diehard Ravens fan, but they're carving out this lane for women to get involved and continue to learn about football, and just having a safe space to discuss things, and just creating a community, man. And nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that, and that is good. And NFL's even trying to take advantage for the women that are coming, saying, kind of, I want to learn about football. But this is a person that's really catering. All women are welcome, but like really catering to Black women, the Black experience, talking about Black things that she feels. But just a great sit down conversation for you to learn more about Black Girls Love Football, to learn more about Miss Ebron and what she's going through and the things that she's fought through and been through, which is even more. And that's what I say. Everybody that comes on here has been through some stuff. And that's what I like. So you can pick your poison on who to listen to be not even motivated by it. Cause I don't really like to, we'll say motivated, but also like to put things into action, not just motivated for a day or two and then it went, like motivated to say, when I heard that, I kicked it up another gear. And that's what something like Black Girls Love Football is. And that's what she has done with this. And I really appreciate you for coming on. Thank you so much. Love you and appreciate you. Then we got my boy Jared P. Woods, a Black man reading. You've seen him. I know you have. He has too many followers on IG and too much creativity behind is what he's doing in his creativity. And so much creativity behind his creativity. Just marching to a different beat of his drum. A well-read brother, a former rapper or a rapper, a poet, an author. He's working on some things, but he interviews a lot of some of your guys' literary favorites and definitely writers that are doing great things now, like Dr. Daniel Black. But things that just keep lining up for him, man. And he does a good job with his career and what he does, but he's able to do something on the side that seemed to turn into like his passion project. And he's getting real creative in the stuff he's doing. I'm excited to see what he does. Hopefully we can share a similar read in the future. We've been on a panel together and to talk about some books, but we've also just done some other things. And we just got, it's cool when you can talk to anybody about music, man. The Clips album had just come out. I think the Tyler Creator was about to come out, and I think also I don't think the Freddie Gibbs is out yet, but it was Clips and what else everybody been going crazy over? I don't know. Clips. Was it Clips and Freddie? I don't think Freddie. No, Freddie had just came out that day, I want to say. But we just talked about that. We talked about old school rap. We talked about jazz. We talked about blogs. Man, we was in the thick of it. We talk about mentorship. We talk about education. We talk about being a wolf. Talked about a whole bunch of good things. If you're a man trying to be well-rounded, go to that episode. If you're a woman trying to look for a well-rounded man, that's a person that's a well-rounded man. The things we talked about, the way we were able to take our conversation, we were talking, man, it's stimulations like that you build friendships and bonds from people that aren't talking about good stuff, but they're trying to go implement it. He's doing a lot of stuff, putting his boots on the ground. Shout out my boy Jared P. Woods. And then if I could get my voice high enough to say it, I would. We got Melissa Atkinson. Da-da-da. Yes, sir. When I tell you guys that the ways that the stuff comes in is just unbelievable. I was on Threads. I seen somebody post something about, yo, I think I'm a pretty good podcast host, but I would love to be a guest on a podcast. I'm like, all right, bet. Went in, looked at her profile. I was like, all right, cool, not crazy, well put together, great brand. Bam, clicked on the podcast, listened to a couple episodes. In the very first episode, she gave you so much juice and tea and just things about her life. I had to go check the podcast to make sure that this was a first episode. I'm like, yo, hold on, wait. Is she like she's talking about all this in episode one? I'm like, "Oh, man, she bearing it all." Like, she like, "Yo, this is who I am. This is what I've done with my life. This is where I was. This is where I'm at now. Is this where I'm trying to get to?" And it was some fool. It was a roller coaster in the first episode. I'm like 18 minutes in. So I said, man, I knew I had to have her on the show. Reached out, sent her my podcast, told her a little bit about myself, told her I would love to have her on and record it. She came through, did what she needed to do, filled out what she needed to fill out. Date comes, we sit down, we talk, we're vibing about a whole bunch of stuff. Love what she's doing, love the people she's surrounding herself with, love what she's doing with her brand. She is a multi-purpose brand content creator. She just got her first couple of are they sponsorships, monetizations? I don't know. I'm an uncle. I'm not all into that. She our brand deal. Maybe it's a brand deal. Got one of her first brand deals, and I know she's gonna do great with it and many more to come. But man, just such a nice channel, even with her podcast, Hard Wig, Soft Life, doing great things. Great things. Shout out to you, Melissa. Love you. Appreciate you being on the show. You welcome anytime. Um, it was a pleasure. The pleasure was all mine, for real, for real. Thank you for the advice you've been giving me, and also the confidence that you give me when I listen to you and I listen to what you talk about. And I really greatly appreciate it. And bam, we getting here. We getting down to the last two. And first, we got the kid PG, New Haven, man. New Haven, stand up, man. We got our boy, Black Kids Read Too. He's doing the kid PG, doing great things, man. Great things behind content, great things behind creating things that matter. They're doing some more things on video that you'll hear about real soon. We'll get you a YouTube link, and I'm always talking about his page. But doing more things on YouTube, doing more things with the shows they're creating. He's one of the people that I looked at on this platform, and they were reading a lot, and I was like, man, I'm not doing enough. And he's reading, he's posting books, he's not afraid to put some content behind there, to put his face up there, to talk about his brand, to push it forward. I ended up buying a shirt from him. If y'all know that, go through, buy some merch. Real cool, just simple concept. Black kids read too. He wants people to read more diversely. And so he popped up on episode. I wouldn't even tell y'all the episode. That's funny. Wonder when I stopped. Episode 46, the kid PG. Awesome dude. Talks about some good stuff. So shout out to you. Appreciate you, PG. Love you. Hope to have you on in the future. Outside of that, man, I'm gonna keep supporting you the best way that I can. Best way that I can. And finally, drum roll, please. Boo. We got at number episode 49, we got Michael Clay. Mama call him Clay, so I'ma name him Clay. But I also call him Clizzy Clay. One of my former teammates at the University of Oregon. He played linebacker. He was also a young buck when I came in. I want to say either I was a junior or a senior. And he saw some playing time early in his career. He was a long snapper and then also played middle linebacker. He came in, made some plays early, got respect. That's the thing when you come in as a freshman. You come in as a freshman and you catch a touchdown or you hold down your job and assignment or what you're supposed to do, like you're good. This boy came in and was balling like undersized guy, but man, he found a way to make tackles, get his hand on the ball, get an interception, make a fourth down stop. Man, a lot of heart in my boy, in my dude, Michael Clay. Oh, goodness. Lot of stuff in his heart. Lot of stuff in his heart. But after that, man, he ends up, getting into a life of coaching after spending a couple years out of school and just has a real good path of working at Oregon as a coach, then going to Philadelphia as one of the youngest coaches, then going to San Fran, then also going to Philadelphia Eagles or back to the Eagles. Yeah, back to the Eagles. Dang, he left and went back. Back to the Eagles. Um, yeah, from the Eagles to San Fran, back to the Eagles. Yeah, what did I say? Okay, cool, making sure. Um, and then is one of the youngest special teams coaches in the league, and has been a coach in the NFL, I think, 10 plus years now. Like, sheesh. So, but he finally won his very first Super Bowl. He played in two Super Bowls with the 49ers. And he played, no, one Super Bowl with the 49ers, one Super Bowl with the Eagles. And yes, man, geez, what am I doing? No, am I? He might have lost two with San Fran. Drew, shut up. Jeez, just shut up. All right. He might have lost two with San Fran. All right. Geez, get your notes right, bro. See, I told you I'll be doing stuff off the top of my head. Then I come in here just stumbling over myself. But yeah, Mike Clay just got his first Super Bowl with the Eagles this year. They kick off the season on September 4th. So that might have just passed. Kick off the season then. Their future looks bright. They got the same team. It looks like they got even better than they were last year. So this looks like it's going to be one of the most dominant teams we've seen, in my opinion, from the running back to the wide receiver to the offensive line to who they got on the defensive line. They've been tooling up this whole time. But Michael Clay, congratulations. Played in the Rose Bowl for Oregon, had a super big fumble recovery on the sideline. Just just a baller, just a dude that you want in your friend group, just a dude that you want to know. He's doing great things in his life. He's always going to stop to check on you, always going to give his support to you. Just a good dude, man. Quiet. He's probably one of the dudes that's just as quiet as me, just as professional. But man, he's a great dude, down to earth, smart, funny. Anybody, I don't know if you got a girl, but let me keep it on the low. If you're looking for a man and you're a well put together woman, holla at me. I got you, all right? But hey, only if you're a well put together woman in all aspects. Hey, I'm not playing that game. Don't come in here half stepping, all right? Michael Clay, Clay was a 49th, was a guest on the 49th episode. And I just did all that off the top of the head, man. I'm just looking at the list and what I wanted to say about them. Just keep putting great people around you, man. My product is good and growing right now because I've made great people a part of that. All I got to do is sit in front of this microphone and ask good questions and not mess it up and not get in my own way. So thank you to every single one of those people that stopped by on 17 episodes with Uncle Drew. Definitely appreciate you guys. And trying to make sure I ain't got nothing to say to close out this episode. This is going to be a 3-part series. Like I said, you got the guests right on this one. You're going to have my favorite episodes on the next one. And then you're going to have my voicemails on the last one. Nah, it might just be 2. I don't even know. It might be 2. Might be just a guest. And I might do my favorite episodes and the voicemails at the same time. I just don't know. I don't want that to make that a loud. I don't want to make that a long show. And so that's one thing I set out I didn't want to do. I don't want to make it a long show. But we've had this one to be an hour. I think I only wanted this one to be 30 minutes. So we're getting into that wheelhouse of where I'm talking, and I like where I'm talking. And that's a good thing. So that means either we're getting really good at what we do, or I'm getting really bad. And you guys will let me know if I'm getting really bad. So, no, I haven't heard anything yet. So we're doing okay. But once again, that is Too Good to Be Drew. This is the 50th episode where I give big ups to my guests and give some appreciation to the viewers for tapping in with me to keep downloading. Right now, we're over 2,000 downloads for podcasts of what I've been doing. So there's some consistency there. Good things take time. And once again, it's not about the views and the downloads. Get this into people's hands that need it. And also, I think this could be useful for everybody, but I want to hit the right target group. And that's men and women that want to develop and be better humans. And also just that have this good outlook on life to kind of always see the cup at half full. To always see the cup as half full. Oh, that's how I know I'm getting tired. I'm messing up too much. But anyway, once again, this is Too Good to Be Drew. I'm your host, Uncle Drew, aka Drew Davis. Whichever one you want to do, flip it there, turn it back. 50th episode. My guest that's come on, 17 episodes worth, and we're gonna holler at y'all on the flip side. Stay healthy, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.